How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane. I'm here to give you another Rurouni Kenshin 2023 episode review. Today's episode is episode 21, entitled Meiji Swordsman Romantic Story Act 0, Part 2. And before I go any further, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of more reviews just like this. And if you feel it in your soul and you want to support the channel, because I'm trying to do some more bigger and better things, trying to make things great for you guys, go ahead. Patreon is in the description right there. Donate whatever you can. Even if you don't donate, I just appreciate you guys being here. All right, so this is the second part to that last part. There are some folks who I've seen have actually lumped together episodes 20, 21, 22, and 23 all together. Nah, we gonna take this part by part. This is what we gonna do, because I want to experience it just as everyone else is experiencing it, and just so you guys, yeah, sure, it would be nice to be caught up, but we ain't gonna do that like that. No. So remember, can't you find out that Dr. Elder is still is a woman, which is interesting because we never do get Dr. Elder's real name. It's just Dr. Elder. So I'm going to assume that her last name is Dr. Elder. Just didn't give us a first name, which is fine. Kenshin is such a gentleman because once he finds out that Dr. Elder is a woman, he's like, well, I'm not going to stay here because you're a lady. You know, that's not, apparently that's a chivalry thing, possibly. Maybe it's a monk thing, maybe it's a Buddhist thing. I don't know. But he's like, I'm gonna leave. Does forgive her to give her that note. But what we find out earlier, going into this episode, is about that Ishizu guy. This dude, when asked, is he willing to pay for this guy's services? His name's Espiral, which is interesting given his ability. God. I just realized how cliche his name is. I'll get to that in a second. I think he's Italian too. Oh yeah, which would make sense with spirals and Rose from Street Fighter Alpha, Lisa. Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. But yes, this guy goes, oh yeah, I money's no object, because he has a vial of what would give people smallpox. I do, luckily, Mr. Narrator tells us that in Japan, smallpox is called, hold on, I'm going to try it, Teneto, Hoso, or Tosho. Can't believe my autocorrector must mess me up there. Very infectious amongst people and was feared as a lethal disease, especially back then. Sometimes smallpox pops up in our real world, but these things get taken care of. And this dude's gonna spread a disease just to make money, right? Because everyone's gonna come in and he's gonna have to fix them up. That's what he is cartoonishly evil, like literally greedy, overly capitalistic pig man. So dude has a spiral rapier. He wants to see if he's as good to fight Kenshin or Hikitori Batosai. Fights dudes, the big muscle bound man with the Oni like club, the Kanba, or is it Tanba, the Tanba combo, whatever. Dude beats him like so fast they don't even know what actually happened. His face is broken through the ground. His weapon is broken. Bleh. So I mentioned earlier about Kenshin already leaving. We get Dan Kichi coming to get the professor, or should I say the doctor. He's like, so you got the message already? And she's like, I get no message. And he said, yeah, no, someone needs to meet you. But they said it wasn't urgent or anything. And it's, the time is already set or whatever. And these two, Dr. Elder, you're such a kind heart that it doesn't dawn on you that this could be a trap, right? Only thing she goes is, this is strange. Like, it's the darkest part of the night before dawn, blah, blah, blah. And like, you're still going through with it. And sometime earlier, she is pretty innocent, because sometime earlier when she's having the conversation with Kenshin, when he's asking, why do you hide who you are? Well, a lot of occupants won't allow a woman to, they look down on female doctors, right? Even, even a nurse or helper is looked to with more respect and more trust than she is going to the medical field. And Kenshin's like, even out west, I think I said America, but even out east, I should say. No, not east, out west. And she says, yeah, no, yeah, even in the west, which is pretty much true in that time period. So she wears platforms, a mask, and masks her voice, which I'm like, mask her voice. So she does go from a higher, lady Japanese pitch to a woman imitating a man's deeper voice. Because Kenshin gives her kudos, says, yeah, you did a good job there. It has to be a talent of yours, which she's done a lot of one-man plays. Like she's done Romeo and Juliet, which that was actually entertaining. But the whole voice thing, I mean, I picked up on that like the minute it happened. I don't even remember this type of thing happening in the 1997 version, but I picked up on that voice rather quickly. So I don't want to call BS, but I'm going to call BS because I just saying, I'm just saying. But yes, Spiral, man, Espiral. I thought he stabbed Dankichi, but maybe he just hit the rickshaw and make them spin. And he does this thing where he's tightening up and you can hear it. Like, oh, okay, he's a Spiral man. We get the white guy who is, I guess, his handler or the go-between, explaining that his technique is where he's, twisting his body, his special sword, which is, spiraled and improved to be tough. He trained to be tough, so he can use that technique. Matter of fact, the ability he's called Distorniador Sable Estilio Tormenta Infierno. He also does Tornado Infierno. What's another move he's done? He does like a rapid stab. Tempestar Infierno. Pretty sure that's Italian. But he shows up wondering where the samurai is. He's roughing up the doctor. I think he knew the doctor was a she. I got a feeling he knew. Because Kenshin shows up and he's like, all right, well, he threatens to stab the doctor. Because Kenshin's like, I'm not Hikitori Batosai anymore. Different person. Look, the samurai sword is their soul. I want you to face me. Threatens her. He's like, all right, they're going to fight. But he apologizes to the doctor. He's like, I apologize for manhandling you. And she's just kind of like, who? I feel like he knew she was a she. Like, even before the ending and all this, I'm pretty sure he knew she was a she. So they're going to battle. That's his whole thing. And this is an era where the sword is about to be, especially in Japan, things are on decline. Swordsmanship is probably going to go extinct. He's the last swordsman fighting what he considers the last samurai. And he's doing his move, especially that multi-thrust move. Kenshin is dodging. Like, he just takes a step back. Even homeboy go-between is saying, like, he is doing precision dodging. And even when dude did the up thrust, Kenshin's foot was just out of reach. Because that's our boy Kenshin, right? Now, dude has obviously toughened his body. And he twists like Dio-esque, but even more twisty. And he's going to use his ultimate technique, which is, he even says Ogi. He's like, Ogi technique, Distillinado Sable Estilio thing. It's the Tornado Inferno. And Kenshin, this is, I'm telling you right now, this is a hint at something that's going to happen so far into the Kyoto arc. Your head's going to spin. No pun intended. Kenshin blocks with the scabbard, blocks with the sheath, and he's spinning. And everybody's like, oh no, or oh yeah, he's spinning. Takes out his blade, like unsheaths it, and while he's spinning, hits him. Broke his blade and all that. I will reference this. I'm gonna make a note of episode 21 because this is super foreshadowing. So he broke dude's sword. Dude's like, all right, well, you know what? I'm happy to be slayed by someone like you. Like, he's the legendary Hikitori Batosai. Dankishi knows who that is. I don't know if Dr. Elder knows who that is, but obviously he's a slayer of men. And Kenshin goes, this is kind of scandalous, but you didn't pay attention to what kind of blade this was. He's like, oh, the Sakabato. Yeah, no. The technique of Hita Mitsurugi used to slay men. I can stop it from doing that by using this blade instead. Fast, or should I say, rewind back to when Kenshin was talking to the doctor lady. Her words made him think of when he first joined the battle for freedom, right? The Revolutionary Army, because he was asked by someone, the person in charge was saying, I've heard of Hita Mitsurugi, didn't know it was a real thing. Can it kill men? He goes, yeah, it can. He's like, have you ever killed men with it? No, but can it kill men? He says, yeah, but if the future that comes about that gives everyone, that makes everyone free and have peaceful lives, if that outweighs the blood that stains this blade and the lives taken, then yeah, I can use it to slay people. Very heavy, and it reminded him. Well, him saying that years ago was reminded to him when the doctor says, "Well, this is just my way of doing things, right? Sure, I could not dress up like this, but this is how I'm going to give back into the world. I'm going to use my gift for people that really need it. And if I got to put on this mask and be seen as this mysterious, shady person, then I'll do it." Of course, the cartoonishly evil Ishizu guy tries to throw the vial of smallpox. Doctor tries to get it. He pulls her cape. Then Kishi tries to get it. It pops out of his hand. And of course, Espiral, he snatches it. He just grabs it. He's like, no, don't tarnish my loss already. Like, I already lost. Don't make this even worse. Dankishi throws a broken tire wheel at Fat Man. Fat Man gets knocked out. The go-between is like, I'm not fighting. I already know we lost. And so we get to our ending. And our ending involves the doctor had treated Espiral. I guess he passed out. And she tells him, she goes, look, man, you should be proud. You want to be the toughest, or should I say the strongest swordsman in an era where, being a swordsman is going away. But you're missing what she said. You're getting lost in your grand goal, right? When you set goals that are too large, sometimes you get lost. Like, why would you carry a map of Japan if all you're gonna do is go to Yokohama, right? And so our ending is, and by the way, the story that Tension is telling is not that old, because he tells the guys, he says, I haven't been that guy in 10 years. And I'm like, wait a minute. He said 10 years like several episodes ago. This is a pretty recent story. And so Espiral is going to accompany the doctor, whether she wants it or not. He's like, I'm going to protect her, much like how your sword is your soul. He has a new sword that's just straight, and it's just straight protector, man. He's going to go make preparations for them to leave, because they're going to head out west now. I'm pretty sure he knows the doctor is a she. And then he does shake hands with Kenshin, right? Finally introducing himself, learning his name of right now is Kenshin. And the doctor and Kenshin have a very nice moment where she touches his face where the scar is and says, the scar looks old, but it's still freshly there. You realize that, like, the mind and body are very closely interconnected. Like, whatever you're going through, and I won't dig into your past, but whatever you've done, your body and your mind need to heal. Maybe you should go someplace else, right? Go somewhere else and live somewhere else. I thought she was kind of hinting about going out of the country. And Kenshin just flat out says, I appreciate, your thoughtfulness, but this scar needs to stay. Just like I'm going to use this blade to save as many people as I can see. this scar stays and it's a reminder. I'm telling you, the way he got that scar is a heavy reminder. Just mm, 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 mm. But we get a cute, nice little sweet moment where all the people in Yokohama that the doctors help, they're all sending her off. They're waving the little girl and her mom. They say thank you. Denkichi's like bye, and she finally takes off that mask after saying bye everybody, and they're like, wait a minute. And Denkichi's like, she's a hot lady. So the cat's out of the bag. I'm going to assume they still respect her because she saved their lives. I'm hoping. Um, there's another secret, and I'll get to that in a second. So the crew that asked for a story, like, wait a minute, when would this story take place? He's like, 5 days before I got here. And they're like, that wasn't old. And because it's so short, Megumi's like, wait a minute, something's bothering me here. Kenshin, you said before that you could smell the daffodils, but you couldn't smell the tea. Like, she wants to give him an exam. And Kaoru goes, but he did just say he could taste the tea we just drank now. She's like, okay, then you're fine. And so, let me just go through my, there we go, go through my notes here. The therapy that the doctor was talking about earlier was change of air therapy. It's a very real thing. You go to a place to heal your mind and your body. I've known people for like people who've gotten was it not CPOD? What is CPOD? Who've gotten lung issues because of smoke or secondhand smoke. Go to arid places. Sometimes you have to leave for your body and your mind to heal. She says, the blade that he has suits him, a no killing blade. But the doctor's final advice was no matter, you know, what injury a person has, um, your body still needs rest on top of the treatment, period. So settle down in one location and soothe your mind over time. In the future, if you come across someone that calls for you, please try to pause your journey at that time. And while he's thinking of her words, he's looking at Kaoru and smiling. I'm like, yeah, boy. He's like, you know what, doctor? I will do that. He did it. He did it. Look at you, Kenshin. Hit with the ladies. Look at that, man. Yeah, this was a nice. It's weird. Last week's episode was kind of neutral. I don't want to say neutral. Kind of, if I had to rate it, and I don't remember what I gave it last week, I would have gave it like maybe a 3 out of 5, maybe a 3.5, probably a 3 because this is like average. This episode had all the nice little meaty parts to it, such as the hint at something to come. Um, actually, 2 hints at something to come regarding the scar and regarding that spinning technique I told you about. Kenshin get like us finding out part of the reason why he stayed there. Really, the real reason he stayed there. Kaoru called for him, but at the same time, a good friend said you really need to rest up. If someone calls for you, do it. And he's a man of his word. He is an honorable man. So I like it. I like it. I'm willing, even though I like this. Was this average? I don't know, man. I'm gonna give it a 4. For me, I give it a 4. It was enjoyable, right? This gave us some nice little mini hints at the character and the future. That is why it's not a mid or average episode to me. This was very, very fun. Or should I say very, very informative. I found the fun parts where I'm like, I know what that's hinting at. That's what's fun for me. But this was an enjoyable episode. A lot of character development, a lot of understanding of the character here. 4 out of 5 for me. Let me know what you think. Maybe you think I'm going too high. Wasn't bad. It was definitely enjoyable. Just the cartoonishly evil part was so funny. If it would have continued from there, if he would have been twirling a mustache, I might have been like, nah, man, you taking me out of it. But yes, this is Kenshin literally 5 days before he met his woman. Let me know what you think. please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos like this. Please be good, be blessed, wash those hands, right? Stay safe out there. Be good to yourselves, be good to others. Either way it goes, please don't be a jerk, and realize that while the holidays can sometimes be a sad season, there are people out there that care about you. So if you're feeling some kind of way, reach out to someone, all right? There are people out there that care about you and that would rather talk to you today than to miss you tomorrow. So reach out to them. My social medias are right there in the description below. Give me a follow. Say hi. Send me a message. As long as you're not a jerk, I will definitely get back to you, all right? With all that being said, I appreciate you guys. If you finding your hearts to want to support the channel, my Patreon's right there in the description as well. So please take care until next time. I can't wait because next episode I'm reviewing is Resurrection of the Wolf. Saito is coming. Oh, can't wait. Oro?